Yes, the Super Bowl's back in L.A. for the first time since '93. Bengals-Rams represent the first Super Bowl that does not have a top three seed from either conference. Burrow and Stafford under center. This represents the second Super Sunday with a pair of quarterbacks drafted #1 overall, so they'll play in the game, and there's lots of ways for you to play the game. So let's dive into the prop market for Super Bowl 56 and welcome in CBS NFL analysts Danny Kanell and Will Brinson. And gentlemen, let's start with the first scoring play this Sunday. I can remember that second Giants-Pats Super Bowl being a safety as that first score. While that's a long shot, perhaps it's a field goal, perhaps it's a defensive score. Will, start with you.
I'm going to go with a Rams touchdown. I think you can get it plus 150. If you look at, these two teams, right, I think we're going to see them sort of start out slow, be methodical, run the football a lot. But I trust Sean McVay's game scripts and Matthew Stafford's execution, plus the Rams' ability to get those shorter third downs and maybe even take a shot play a little bit more than I do Zach Taylor's. And we saw, Zach Taylor in the Chiefs game, right, Danny? He comes out and he runs, and then third and long, and you get an incompletion there, and all of a sudden it could be Rams ball easily, even if the Bengals start with it. Give me Rams touchdown as the first score.
All right, if the Rams get the ball first, I think you might win. But if the Bengals get the ball first, I'm a little more confident in Zach Taylor's first 15 calls. We've talked so much about this Rams defense. He's got to have some sort of plan to use some screen game, some draw game, maybe mix up some formations that they haven't seen on tape. So I could see them moving the ball a little bit. And then they've got a kicker with a cannon for a leg in McPherson. So I went with Bengals field goal. Great value at plus 400. If they get the ball, I don't like them to score because they're a slow starting team. They haven't been very good in the first half. But get in field goal range, try a long one, clean conditions, perfect stadium, perfect ground. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they take a long shot at a long field goal. So I'll go ahead and take a little bit of a flyer on the Bengals field goal.
All right, Danny. So we have a sense of the player that you're targeting for the first score. Will, how about you? Player that will score the first points of the game. We're getting specific here as you can extend that first answer. Just who will that player be? And perhaps it's special teams and defense as well, but if it's on offense, who is that player?
Well, look, I think when you look at this touchdown market, first touchdown market or first point scored market, these markets have been shrunk dramatically by books in recent, basically in the past year. You used to have one guy who would be under 5-1, and then maybe one more guy under 10-1, and a bunch of guys in between 10 and 20-1. Now, look at this. I mean, these odds are crazy. You have to get all the way to Cam Akers and Odell Beckham, Joe Mixon before you get to the 10-1. I'm going to just take, and this is of course first point scored. I'm going to take Cooper Kupp because you're getting him at plus 424 more than 4-1. If you get your money back, quadruple it with Cooper Kupp. He's the go-to guy for Matthew Stafford all over the place. Double, triple, quadruple him. I don't care. He's going to get open. Guy's quick as hell.
All right, if they do double triple him, who is that going to open up opportunity for? One Odell Beckham Jr. at plus 1,200. So maybe a little bit of a hedge. Bengals field goal, they get the first score. If they don't, plus 1,200, I think there's an outstanding chance for Odell Beckham to get a big play opportunity because I think the Bengals are going to be squarely focused on shutting down Cooper Kupp, which is going to present some opportunity for Odell, Jim.
And good value with OBJ, as you mentioned. Which team will be the first to 10 points? And before I ask for answers, let me provide some odds. The Rams, a minus 155. Bengals, a plus 125. So, Will, what way are you thinking?
I mean, the value probably says to take the Bengals, but as Danny pointed out, they've been starting slow. They had to mount these comebacks, just really haven't been aggressive in the first half. Meanwhile, the Rams, they tend to score a bunch of points early and then let teams creep back in the game because Sean McVay is so conservative. This is a no-brainer for me on the Rams. Anything less than 175, I think would be okay.
I'm going to give you a hot take. I don't know if the Bengals score 10 points. I think it could be a long afternoon for the Bengals offense. So I'll take the Rams. I'm with you on this one. I think the Rams come out. They're going to be playing at home. They're going to have the home crowd atmosphere here with all the superstars. They've got the firepower. They have a better offensive line in multiple ways they can score. So I like the Rams here, even though it's a little bit steep at the price. I still like it.
All right, what will represent the first touchdown of the game? How will it come? Again, the odds of it being via a pass are a minus 190. Anything other than that offer a plus 160 in terms of the odds. So it's pass touchdown against the field. Danny, how do you see the first touchdown happening in Super Bowl 56?
Anytime I get the field, I usually take it. And I'm going to go ahead and stick with that philosophy now. Now, the quarterbacks we documented so well, they're so potent. And Matthew Stafford, we like him to Odell Beckham or Cooper Kupp, both of us for the first touchdown scored. But there's so many other opportunities of ways you could score. I mean, even pick six comes into play. Matthew Stafford has been prone to give up, make one of those boneheaded throws. Wouldn't surprise you at all. Burrow could be getting pressure. You could see a pick six the other way too. There are so many other ways you could see points scored, so I'll take any other in the field.
Yeah, and then the other thing, too, and I'm going to take other, even though I know I picked Cooper Kupp and Rams passing touchdown as the first score. But the reason you take the other here is exactly what Danny just talked about. You have the field, you have value, and let's not forget that we could have a shot down the field to Cooper Kupp from Matthew Stafford, and he's tackled for pass interference, and then all of a sudden we're on the one, first and goal on the one, and you get 3 tries. Both of these guys, Sean McVay and Zach Taylor, are going to try and run that ball in there with their running backs. So I really like the idea of the other at plus 160 here.
All right, gentlemen, what about a wacky prop for Super Bowl 56? So we're not just talking about a coin flip one way or the other. Something unforeseen. What might that be? Will, what are you thinking?
Well, I guess this isn't like wacky, but I feel like I really need to pound the table on it because it's still even money. It was like plus 150 earlier in the week. No on opening. Will there be an opening touchback on the kickoff? No. And here's why. And I didn't know this until I heard what Pat McAfee said about it. The ball, usually these kickers get the K-ball and they get to rub it and warm it up and soften it up and gets to their liking. For the Super Bowl, they roll out a box with a brand new ball in it, and it's like a plastic rock, and nobody can kick it far enough. So you end up getting no touchbacks. This is hit in 10 of the last 12 years, and we have a kicker, maybe McPherson you're a little worried about, but I think with these kickers, they're going to kick it short. You got juiced up returners. They're going to try and make a play early on. You got the cameras flashing. I love this prop at even money.
I like it. I might actually have to play that one. All right, I went wacky. All right, I'm a golf guy, right? I love the PGA Tour, and it's always around the Super Bowl is the Waste Management Open. There's a prop you can find on our sports book with the William Hill Caesars Group. Joe Mixon rushing yards, or what'll be higher, the 4th round score of the winner of the Waste Management Open. So whoever it is, I think will probably shoot around 69, 68.
It's going to be Scotty Scheffler, by the way.
Yeah, maybe it is Scotty Scheffler. Even if he goes extremely low and shoots a 67, it's still better value than if you took, and I don't think Mixon is going to go over his rushing total, which is at 63.5. So if I like the under 63.5, then I love it if I'm still saying under and it's going to get up to around 67, 68. And if you have somebody with a heavy lead, they shoot 72, you might be getting great value on Joe Mixon. So it's a little bit wacky, but I think there's also some value in it.
That's good.
Yeah, Danny going off the reservation right there. CBS NFL analyst Danny Kanell and Will Brinson taking a look at some potential props to keep an eye on for Super Bowl 56. Let's take a look at how they're seeing it. Again, what is the first score? Danny going with Bengals field goal, while Will likes an LA touchdown. Who scores it? It's Cooper Kupp on Will's, and Danny likes OBJ and the value there at plus 1,200. First team to hit 10 points, both on the Rams. Danny doesn't even think Cincinnati will reach 10 points. And first touchdown passing other, they'll go other. Passing touchdown will not happen based on the odds, according to both of them. All right, so what are you looking at? You're looking at the best picks against the spread, sharp action on the total and props. Join Jonathan Coachman on the Early Edge podcast as he talks with the best handicappers to preview Sunday's Super Bowl and every big game, from primetime picks to off-the-radar looks. Early Edge brings you the best bets in a quick, informative, and easy-to-digest podcast. The Early Edge crew is live from L.A. with all the latest from Super Bowl 56.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.